Yahar mateys! Welcome to the seas. This is Damron. We are doing the new Fort of Fortune update that came out with Season 2. In this video, I'm going to show you a complete guide, everything that you need to know about the fort in order to get you through it and help you along in this new fort that has spawned. So let's jump right into it. The first thing you need to know is that it's a world event and that it's going to spawn in rotation with the Ashen Winds, normal skulls, you know, the Skeleton Fleet, Flameheart, all that. And this new skull that you're going to see is going to be much brighter than the Fort of the Damned. So the previous image had the Fort of the Damned and this one in the same image. You can see this has a little bit of brighter orange on the top of the skull, as well as the eyes being a little bit brighter as well. So that's the first thing, and we're going to jump right into the fort itself and talk about that. And there's not too much different in the first 15 waves. Okay, this is an 18 wave fort, and the first 15 waves are just going to be, again, like normal, you know, skeleton forts, waves and waves of skeletons that you're going to have to fight through in order to get through them. And you're going to have normal kind of regular skeletons. You can have the golden skeletons here, the metal guys that everyone hates, the shadow skeletons and the plant skeletons. All that can be a part of the first 15 waves. The little thing that's different in the first 15 waves than normal skull forts is that also periodically some of these waves will include captains, and these aren't any stronger than the normal captains that you're going to fight on any island. But what's unique about them is that they're going to, well, I guess they do the same thing on an island as well, but they are going to drop a villainous skull for every one that you kill, as well as some new golden pouches that are just new with this update, as well as the captain's orders that are going to drop with them. So you can see that here. We're going to get the skull, and you're also going to get a new quest received, and that's going to be essentially a map that is going to be on the fort itself. And at the 15th wave, okay, the last of the normal skeleton waves, you're going to have a bunch of skeleton captains, all right? You're going to have like 5 or 6, something like that, but you're going to have a lot. And that's how you're going to know you're about to get past the 15th wave, and you're going to start getting into the meat of this new fort. But as you can see, we're going to take out some of these skeleton captains, and they are going to drop these golden pouches that you can see, so you can pick up some gold, get all these villainous skulls, as well as those skeleton orders, okay? And those skeleton orders are essentially going to be for this fort only, and they are basically things that are ammunition that can help you out throughout the fight. So they can be ammo crates, firebomb crates, even a chest of rage, stronghold gunpowder kegs can be in these dig spots, as well as rarely you can actually dig up an Ashen Wind skull. So you definitely are going to want to dig these up during the fight so that you can use them for the later waves. Now theoretically you could wait until the fort has finished to dig them all up, and you're not going to be attacked while you dig them, but then you're not going to have them for the fort itself. So you may as well try to have somebody in your crew dig these. And while I say someone in your crew, I highly recommend you at least come in here on a galleon, because it's a tough and long fort, and if you come here on a sloop, it's really going to take you some time. But once you enter wave 16, you're now going to fight a skeleton lord. You're going to fight the Mutinous Helmsman, okay? And he's going to have all the normal attacks of all the skeleton lords, right? He can bash and kind of send everybody in all directions. He's going to raise skeletons throughout the ground. But essentially, once you kill him, now you're going to get a bunch more golden pouches, but also a stronghold skull. He will also drop a quest, and that quest is going to be for a rag and bones crate, so you can pick that up if you still need some of those commendations. But that's only the beginning. Wave 16 is one of the skeleton lords. Once you beat him, you're going to go to wave 17, and you're going to fight 2 skeleton lords at the same time. You're going to fight the Dutchess and the two-faced Scoundrel simultaneously. So these can be tough, and those you know, stronghold powder, you know, gunpowder kegs, any gunpowder kegs, all the other stuff that you've dug up, you know, this is a good time to go ahead and use them. And why do I say use them here as opposed to the final fight? Is because the final Ashen Lord can blow up all the barrels if you don't have him stowed somewhere very safe, because his third, you know, attack where he drops the lava bomb from the sky, that can blow up all your barrels. So if you're going to use them instead of selling them, you may as well use them on this dual skeleton lord fight and kind of get through this a little bit easier, because both of them at the same time can cause some problems. You know, it's not easy, but again, have a bigger crew, have some nice ammo, and you should be able to get through it pretty well. And then once you kill both of them, again, they're going to drop 2 more stronghold skulls. They're going to drop a stronghold skull each, as well as some more golden pouches and another quest that you can pick up as well. So once you have finished both of them off, you're on to the final wave of the Fort of Fortune, and the final wave is actually going to be a Ashen Lord, and it's going to be one of the 4 different Ashen Lords that are randomly, right? We got Captain Grimm, but it can be any of the 4 that you have seen at the Ashen Winds event, and they're going to have all the same attacks that they have at the Ashen Winds event, which I have a complete separate guide for that. I'll link that here, so if you want to see their attacks and how these phases go, feel free to check that out. But it's the same. It's going to be the same 3 waves that you have at the Ashen Winds event, so be prepared for that. So it can be tough, but honestly it's not even really that bad compared to the 2 skeleton lords at the same time. When those 2 skeleton lords are kind of doing their attacks simultaneously, honestly it can be a little bit more annoying than fighting the Ashen Lord. Now, I'll definitely recommend the fastest way to kill them is to have everybody in your crew have a blunderbuss and just take them out. But if you want a safer route kind of in the first few waves, you could just kind of bring him out to the beach and snipe him here. If everyone's on your boat, you can snipe him down pretty quickly. But by far the fastest way to kill them is blunders, everybody just in his face blasting him. You can take him down pretty quickly, and they're going to drop the Fate of Fortune key, which you see right here, as well as an Ashen Wind skull, so be sure you pick that up. So before we open the fort, let's touch on a few things that are bound to happen. Okay, this is a rare event. You are most likely going to have to fight for this fort. Okay, so be wary of your surroundings. And another reason why I highly suggest you dig up those munition things is because you can get things like stronghold barrels to protect you during the fight. Okay, and as long as you're paying attention to your surroundings, assume any boat that rolls up on you is not friendly and just get them off the board. There's going to be a lot of people coming for this loot, because I'll show you in the end there's a lot of loot in this fort. All right, so just be aware of your surroundings. Feel free to use your stronghold barrels. They do sell for a lot, but the last thing you want is someone rolling up on you, and because you were afraid to blow up a stronghold barrel, you end up losing everything. So highly recommend you just pay attention, and if you see boats coming, just blow them out of the way and get it done. Nonetheless, you're going to be in a fight for the vast majority of these forts, because when it spawns, everyone on the map knows it's here and everyone knows it's valuable. All right, the other thing that you can do is if you're in a big fight and you're kind of getting rid of this Ashen Lord, what I recommend is just grabbing the key and getting back to your boat. You don't have to open the fort, right? You can just get back to your boat. As long as you have the key on your boat, you can then fight, right? You can deal with the ships, get them off the board, and then look for any tuckers on the island once their boat is gone. If you try to open it and fight at the same time, that's not going to be a good idea. Now, if you do lose the key or someone else gets the key, look at your map. This key is on the map. You can see it right there. Unlike other forts, this key is visible on the map until someone uses it. So before we wrap it up, let's just take a glance at some of the commendations that this fort affects. You're going to have a new commendation in the Order of Souls to just clear these forts. So every time you clear it, that's going to help, but also a few things that's going to help are historical commendations, the Ashen Treasures to kill the Dutchess, the Two-Faced Scoundrel, and the Mutinous Helmsman, right? So you're going to kill one of each every time you do this fort. So that's going to help us get our 25 in that part of our Build Rats section, as well as the Ashen Winds Lords, right? They're going to have a new Lord at the end of every single fort. So now we have a way to kill these guys other than just doing those Ashen Winds events. So that helps, gives us some variety and a way to tackle these particular commendations. So that's going to wrap it up for this, guys. I hope you all found it helpful. I hope you pirates are enjoying it. This is really fun. Look at all this, man. This is a great fort. It's super fun. A lot of PvP. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you on the seas.